Last night, Louisville Twitter lost our collective minds when it came to one little tweet being put out by the head coach of the University of Louisville men's basketball team, Pat Kelsey. 8:45 p.m. dropped what we thought could be something big. If there's smoke, is there always fire? Or did we just lose our minds? Stick with us. We'll talk about it now. What's cooking? Welcome back into ESPN Louisville Plus. My name is Justin Soforo, and I've got you back again once more to talk about everything Cats, Cards. This time it is all about the Cards, and we're not going to talk about IU. Maybe one day Jack Grossman will crawl his way back up here, and he will start doing Indiana for you. But right now, we got to talk about the Cards, and we got to talk about what happened last night. Before we really get into it, though, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. I need you to look at your computer screen, your phone, whatever you're watching this on. I'm gonna need you to take that fat stubby finger, just like I got, and I need you to go down and hit the freaking like button, as well as make sure you hit that damn subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna hope to have you to bring you a lot more content in the coming days and coming months, especially going back into once football season starts and then basketball season, the first season under our guy, Pat Kelsey, who I think everybody is collectively very excited about. Regardless of how I felt at the beginning, I am now very excited about what we have and what future we can look forward to with the University of Louisville coming out of this crater that we've been in under one Kenny Payne. But we're not here to talk about Kenny Payne today. We're here to talk about Pat Kelsey. We're here to talk about, is there potential for one Illinois transfer, Coleman Hawkins, to end up still at the University of Louisville? Obviously, in recent days, the University of Louisville has officially announced all of their players on the roster, a very, very solid roster, something that we're all excited about that I think really fits well, getting acclaim and praise from guys, obviously Jeff Goodman, as well as others that are either putting them near the top 25 or right there in the top 25, or the tail end of the top 25, which is a far cry from where we've been under Louisville basketball. Now, does it end there? For all intents and purposes, it has felt like it was over. It felt like the University of Louisville had put together their team. Pat Kelsey had their group of guys. But there's been a little bit of smoke, a little smoke out there, a little hints from one. Let's go ahead and give credit to one Mike Rutherford, a Car Chronicle, obviously putting out there on his show, stating that there is potential. There is potential now with the scenario going on around the program that Louisville could land one more big fish in the transfer portal, and it may not be completely over for the University of Louisville when it comes to stocking the roster, which, you know, it's one of those things where every time I hear that, I'm like, okay, we'll see. I'm not going to get myself too excited. I already, built up everything when it came to Great Osobor, saw how that worked out. But then one Ty Spalding comes on and joins the show with James Strebel every Thursday, as they do for the Blitz at 4 p.m. and gave a little bit of a nugget there that given some of the circumstances with some of the players, the foreign-based players like Ali Khalifa and guys like that are that have foreign ties because of the legalities there, they can't really capitalize from some of the money that would have been able to be paid to them by the NIL and the different collectives there. So to go along with that, that leaves a little more change in the pocket of the University of Louisville that maybe they could splash a little bit around. And here's the one thing that I'm not going to do right now, and I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry, I'm not going to argue with you over the values of a player. If a team wants to play, if Washington wants to pay $2 million to have Great Osobor come play for their team, by God, do it if they got the money. If the NIL, the collective, has the money, I don't care. I don't care if the player's going to be that good, right? Okay, so that's what I'm not going to do today. But then we get on the topic of potential landing spots for one Coleman Hawkins at Illinois, who now withdrew from the NBA draft, has said that he's not going back to. He's obviously not going back to Illinois. He said he wants to go somewhere. The exact line was where he can watch a good football game. I would say University of Louisville this season, definitely, especially after the first year under Jeff Brom, it's a good place probably to watch taking a football game while also playing basketball at that school. Obviously, there's a lot of other places that would be good too. Alabama obviously sounds like one. North Carolina could be one of those. And there's been some issues, not issues, but there's been some talk out there that they were, leading the way for Coleman Hawkins. And then shortly after some of those conversations coming out, there was this tweet that was put out and quickly deleted by Coleman Hawkins after one Frank Anselm committed to the University of Louisville, and he basically saying officially being a part of the team and all that. And then Coleman Hawkins tweets, "Hey Frank," with a picture of him and Frank Anselm as well on the side on the bench when they played together for the prolific whatever on that team. To me, it was quickly deleted too. I think it was within like 20 minutes or so, it was deleted, taken down. But I mean, right there, that tells me enough that there's interest in potentially joining up with his old squad mate and potentially coming to Louisville, right? That's at least what it tells me. So from that point, people start to get excited, start to hear, just daydream, right? Just doing a little bit of daydream about this player coming to the University of Louisville. And I started doing it as well, but I just kind of was, I'm okay with the team we got. I feel very confident that this team will be a competitive team. But if you're telling me that there's a potential for the University of Louisville to land a guy like this, and again, like I said, I'm not arguing with you on how much you're willing to pay a damn player. Oh, I'm sorry. What do I do? What am I doing? How many minutes am I into this? 6 minutes in. I got to put on my reading glasses. I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry. I needed help seeing, right? I just need a little help seeing with these glasses. Anyway, from that moment on, though, again, like I said, I'm not arguing with how much you're willing to pay a player. If Louisville can get a player like Coleman Hawkins, this changes the trajectory of this season and of what this program and what this competitively, what this can mean for the program moving into the first year under Pat Kelsey. And go from this could be a very, very solid team to like, hopefully, and the goal is make the tournament, to this can be a really competitive team and try to make some noise in the postseason. And who knows what you can daydream with. That's what Coleman Hawkins means to me. And he fits perfectly into his system as well. Well, here's what happened last night. And here's why we lost our collective minds. At 8:45 p.m., my guy PK sends out the tweet, "Joker and the Thief, IYKYK," which is if you know, you know, "the ReviVIlle with flames," with that emoji. And I understand. It could just be very much just an excitement, get people hyped up tweet, right? But to send that out at Friday night at 8:45 p.m. and in the style of which he did, to be clear, this was not it's the ReviVIlle, we're excited, the team's complete, it's done. Because he had already put that tweet out where he sent a video out talking about all the players that had joined his team. He'd already done that. This is not just in response to that. This would be what I would view as somewhat overkill at that point, right? Right. So he says, "Joker and the Thief." And I understand why some people could be like, it's over, it's ball game, let's go. That's not how I interpret when you tweet out "Joker and the Thief." When does Joker and the Thief get played? And obviously, it's been one of those things that's been painful to watch Joker and the Thief last 2 seasons during the basketball games, because it's always like, they're down by 20, whatever. And I need to stop going back to the Kenny Payne train. But Joker and the Thief means you're almost, it is nut cutting time. Let's just use the term. It's nut cutting time. It's the end of the game. Everything's on the line. Get hyped up. There's one last thing to be played for, one last thing that can get done. And to me, what that means is one last piece for the University of Louisville to potentially sign and bring in a key player that would be a massive get. And that's just the way I interpreted it was, oh my God, they got him. Oh my God, something happened. Or am I on commitment watch? Now, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate with that as well, because there's one thing that I feel like that I've seen throughout the entire process. This is, we do this as Louisville fans. Over the years, we go through and we get used to these rhythms and beats to players committing. I remember with Chris Mack, shortly before commitment would be announced, he would tweet out the L's up with the eye emojis. He would tweet that out, right? Or that's what you tweet that out, L's up, whatever. And that would always be right before. But here's the thing with Pat Kelsey. I've also noticed this, and maybe I'm looking too deep into this. Maybe that's what you're going to tell me right now. But Pat Kelsey, he usually tweets it after the commitments happen. So this could be my devil's advocate of maybe it is, maybe it's a nothing burger, but damn it, we're excited about this team regardless. But if you say Joker and the Thief, I'm putting all these pieces, I'm reading the tea leaves, something says to me that there's potential for Coleman Hawkins to end up at the University of Louisville. And hopefully, maybe there's an announcement soon. I don't know. But this is the last little bit of recruiting and analysis that we can kind of do for this inaugural season under Pat Kelsey. So I'm excited either way. I was really hoping last night to been able to do a live stream with the guys to get them all hyped up, get going and talk about that. Unfortunately, that didn't come, but I still think it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility if they're willing, to spend whatever they want to spend. It completely changes my point of view and the competitive nature of what this season can really be, because it's different. All the guys that you've gotten, I think, are really great pieces for this team moving into the first season. But if you get a guy like Coleman Hawkins, to me, that's the jewel on top. That's that prime piece that says, GD it, we're going to try to win this damn thing in year one. Kind of trying to do what we did in the University of Louisville football team under Jeff Brom, competing in the title game in season one. Is it possible? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too blustery and too honkish right now. But we'll see what happens in the end. Let me know in the comment section down below. Did you feel the same way that I felt last night? How are you feeling right now in this moment? And do you still think that there's a possibility that Coleman Hawkins will be a Cardinal when all things are said and done? Please let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, smash that freaking like button. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. We're going to hopefully have a lot more for you guys coming up. I'm going to try to do it. I want to try to get regular After Dark live streams at least once a week. We'll try to get that down for you guys going forward. But please stay tuned to ESPN Louisville Plus. You can follow us on all our different media at ESPN 680, at 93.9 The Ville, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. You can follow me at the handle that's down below, at Justin Soforo on Twitter. You can call it X, whatever, as well. I'll see you guys next time here on ESPN Louisville Plus.